Nowadays, there is hardly anyone in Iran who has not experienced the social hardships of the country, such as high levels of inflation, unemployment, prostitution, addiction, and violation of human rights. Consequently, the majority of people are appalled by the Islamic regime's conduct. Obviously, the Iranians struggle for a chance to free themselves from this devastating situation. But have you ever wondered what choices they have or what options are available to them? On one hand, the opposition groups outside the country seek a regime change, and on the other hand, moderate politicians inside Iran wish for reforms. Naturally, any logical and unbiased person would prefer a reform scheme that could eradicate the Mullahs' dictatorship as opposed to more drastic alternatives such as another revolution or a military coup. But is the call for reforms a practical solution, or is it just a wishful dream? In order to come up with a plausible answer to this question, we need to examine and understand the Islamic regime's internal working mechanism. Otherwise, we could be foolishly waiting for reforms that will never take place. The Mullahs' dictatorship operates like a mafia-style network that has seized all resources needed to oppress the nation. This mafia-style network starts with a supreme leader, the heads of the armed forces, national radio and television networks, security council, and judiciary system are all appointed by him and will naturally be loyal to the regime. Notice that the head of the judiciary system plays a devious role that will be revealed later. The key question concerns the role of the supreme leader and how he is appointed. It would have been fair and democratic if the people had elected him and he had the best interest of the nation at heart. But in this mafia-style network, the supreme leader is appointed by a group of tyrannical clergies who are members of the Assembly of Experts. Now, you are probably wondering, who appoints the members of the Assembly of Experts? Well, it is the repressive Guardian Council that has 12 members. 6 of its members are appointed by the supreme leader directly. The rest are handpicked by the head of the judiciary system, and their names are handed over to the parliament for a staged election. Obviously, those elected are pre-approved by the supreme leader. Now, do you see the devious role played by the head of the judiciary system that was mentioned earlier? So in practice, it is the supreme leader that appoints the Guardian Council, and it is the Guardian Council that appoints the Assembly of Experts, and it is the Assembly of Experts who in turn appoints the supreme leader. And by presenting this deceptive scam as divine authority, the regime has been able to bypass the will of the people and contain their opposition. Hopefully, you now realize that the Iranian people have no constitutional recourse to regain their freedom. And as long as this barbaric regime remains in power, there is no hope of any real reforms. Now, if we pin our hopes on these unreachable reforms, then we only have ourselves to blame for any harm done to us or our allies. The Iranians were a loyal ally in the region before the fanatic 1979 revolution, and they will be our best friend once we help them regain their freedom. So go ahead, show your support, and help the Iranians to rise up.
نمک باران دیگه رگبار شد خواب بسه